Tu B'Shvat Rabbi Sai. Lirishmas Imi Merosirus Bas Mordechai. There are a bunch of these on the table, and there's fruit. I promise you one thing, this guy that owns this store doesn't speak Yiddish. He doesn't speak Yiddish. Look at the name of this store. Shvach.
No, because his name is Sheva.
To me it says Shvach. But it's a grapefruit store.
Hello,
No, there's another one. There's another one. The Hebrew one is better. What's the other one? How does it go? No. That's good. That's good. But there's another one that everybody sings. The other, no. What is it? If you sing with us, this part. Listen. Hi, Shiko. Let's do yours. So how does this work? Everybody gets one of these? Every single person gets one of these? Geschmack. Cut up fruit. Givaldik. Rabbi said we have a schus here that we have with us a chosin, who's been a very big part of this year. He's been with us every day, twice a day in Hebrew and in English. Unfortunately for us, he's going back to America like today or tomorrow to get married, and he's not coming back anytime soon. Ramoshe Langzim, right over here. Where's he? Oh, Ramoshe, stand up for a second so we can see you. So Abel's a chassid. He brought with him a lot of people. He got other guys from Bells. He got other what? Ay, Simitoy, Mazel Toy, Simitoy, Mazel Toy, Simitoy, Shkoya. Please see attached picture of the scene in Sweden on Avodah Zarah. See that there's a strong MDY presence in Sweden. Baruch Hashem, we're still adding more people to the daf. Here in the Sugya, and here's Hashem, we'll push for more for the Perek Atchelis. We're hoping, listen to this, Noam. We're hoping that we'll be able to have you come to Europe so we can make an European MDY Shabbaton or event so that us Europeans can feel a small bit of the Shabbaton in the US. Waiting for a good date from you and your team, maybe just after like Boimer for Sima Menachos with music. Best regards, you see Eisenthal, Antwerp, Belgium. Yalla. We had a thought. We have to see if it could work out. Should I tell them? What if we just go to like a European country, Switzerland, Austria, whatever, one of these places, and go to a hotel, and whoever wants to come could come. Ski, not ski, who knows? Nah, it's going to be after ski season. Welcome over there. So I've been learning the daf since Yom. I'm confused, and I hope you can straighten me out. You often refer to Pigel Chutz Lizmanui as a Chayiv Kares. I thought from Rashi that he's only Chayiv Kares if he then eats such Pigel. Of course. You have to eat it. Said over and over. Every time I say it, you have to eat it. Machshav alone passes, but the eating results in a chiyuv kars. Correct. Very good. Yisrael Moskowitz, Kew Garden Hills. Thank you for teaching Daf Yomi every day. I look forward to learning with you on train commute from West Hempstead to Brooklyn. I started learning with you in November 2021 with Menachos Tainus and haven't missed a day since. Thanks all to you. The Yeshiva week, I'm on a boat cruise to Mexico. And in an attached picture, I'm on the deck davening with the amazing new MDY Gemara. I'm joined by my new son-in-law, Ben Laser of East Brunswick, New Jersey, who began doing Daf Yomi with MDY after marrying my daughter in September, a condition for joining our family. May Hashem continue to grant you the strength. Poor guy. May Hashem continue to grant what?
It's this week's parsha.
It is? Where? Which one? Cover letter.
And son-in-law, father-in-law situation.
Yeah.
Yes, right.
May Hashem continue to grant you the strength to continue to teach and inspire for many years to come. Continue the positive influence for so many people. Best regards, Howard Apple, West Hempstead. Here they are, Rabbi Isai. In the MDY hat, with the MDY Gemara, with the MDY Shir, on the cruise.
On the MDY boat.
Eli Englard, 7th grade, learning the daf on the plane. Thank you, Rebelli. Then the next email, listen to this. Next email, Mamish, look where he's sitting. Look where he's sitting on the right side of the plane. And I got this one. Like, Mamish, email after email. Laser Tarlo, Centers guy, doing the daf on the way to Park City, Utah. You guys are going to like this one. I was learning recently and had a simple image that kept coming back to me, and it felt captured something very real about Daf Yomi in our generation. When you step into the shower on a cold day and your body's frozen, the last thing you want is a hard, laser-focused stream hitting one spot, even if the water is hot. It's uncomfortable and overwhelming. What you really want is soft mist, something that spreads warmth gently over your entire body, slowly beginning with bringing you back to life. To me, that's what Daf Yomi does for the soul. Our neshamas today are in many ways cold. Life is fast, noisy, fragmented. Daf Yomi doesn't come in with pressure or demand that we fully master one sugi in depth before moving on. Instead, it showers us daily with Torah, a steady, gentle mist that touches every part of us over time. We not always be laser focused on one daf, but we absorb something far bigger, a sense of the whole Torah, its rhythm, its language, its ruach. The warmth builds quietly, day by day. The soul thaws. That's what feels so powerful about MDY. It's not just about information or analysis. It's about giving people warmth, consistency, and connection in a way this generation can actually receive. Just wanted to share that thought and say thank you for helping bring the warmth to so many. With appreciation, Ilya Laurier.
Send me that email.
That's beautiful.
He was very good.
He was saying Daf Yomi is sprinkable.
Sprinkable, very good.
That's what he was saying.
Rabbi Isai, the official edition MDY Shas, today's daf. Moshe Nahon, Mercedes Bat Ezer Naftali Ben Jacques. How do you pronounce? Jacques. Ariel Ben Haim Bekol Aram. Official edition MDY Shas Masechta by the Iranian Levi families. Perek Anonymous. Lili Nishma Zachariah Ben Moshe. Masechta sponsors David Salomon. Dedicated memory of Avi Merib Shmuel Baruch Ben Reb Chaim Tzvi Dov Zechron Levracha. Masechta sponsors Joel Gedalius, Lili Nishmas, my father Jack Gedalius. Anonymous. Haslacha Baruch Nis Uvagashmis. The Palchik Family Foundation. The Zechon Nishmas Harav Agoy Reb Shlomo Palchik. The Metchetzer Eloi. Anonymous. Refuah Shlema LaMoshe Ben Izaha. Anonymous for a complete refuah Shlema and Arichas Yom Talea Bas Esther Yisrael and Malki. Toili Torres Picho Malfi Zav Chesed. We're so proud of you, Yaakov Mordechai. Keep steiging. Send the Gross and family. Can be Ireland, UK in honor of Rebelli who changed my meaning of life. Plenty Almighty. Yossi, Mark, and Benny, and all the Oiskim B'Tzorchi MDY, Kosh Baruch Hu Shalom Scharim. Monthly sponsors: Ari Simon, Refuah Shlema Avi Moyer, Baruch Ben Miriam, Jamie Azulai, Refuah Shlema Esther Bas Luna, Moshe Aaron, and Miriam Landy. Hoydel Hashem Ki Tov, Kilo Olam Chazdo. Anonymous, Refuah Shlema Naftali Herz Ben Henya Leah, hidden tzaddik in our generation. Anonymous in memory of Mazal Bat Leiba Sanada and Hiskia. Anonymous, the schus, a verdict that is good and open and revealed way. For Yosef Mordechai ben Bat Yeleah, Yehudas and Yehuda Lewis as a schus for everyone in need of a shidduch. Amen. Anonymous for the merit of Michal Ben Yisrael Yosef, success and blessing in all areas of life. Sprinzin Allen Gross, Lilishma Shlomo Zalman Ben Yitzchok Isaac Ben Yomen Isaac Ben Sfir Hirsch HaKoyer for Shlema Yehonatan Eitan Ben Besheva Bracha. Anonymous for the merit of Refuah Shlema from Malka Bas Chaya, Centers.com, helping Yidden David Tzibor with pop-up minyanim anywhere worldwide. Lili Nishmas Chaim Shalom Ben Betzalel. Weekly sponsors: Alex, Abby, and Rivka Serugo, to Isaac and Diana Bemurgi, Your love and support mean everything to us. We love you. Daily sponsors B'Yomi Gross in honor of my father, Alan Gross, for getting me to join the Daf 1,000 days ago. Alan, Shalom Aleichem. Do you know he's doing this? You look like you okay. Again, in honor of my father, Alan Gross, for getting me to join the Daf 1,000 days ago. You should have a lot of nachas. What? You weren't supposed to be here. You down for seeking today?
No.
Ah. Sorry. Yuri Friedman. L'schus rebelli shlita sha'ilon yetzi peiros l'talmidim toiv l'schus zivuk hogan l'bnim matisyo ben anat. Aberennert. L'chvoid rebelli shlita. Yirotzen shekol netia shenoitim m'cha yu kemoischa. Yishkoyach to both of you. Beautiful. Anonymous. In honor of all the Satmar Yidden who listen to a shir from a guy without a beard. The bells of Chassid is clapping. Mordechai Stefansky, L'kvoid Tu B'Shvat, the Schus Klal Yisrael, for all the Yeshuas and Refus that we need. Yitzchak Yaakov Simkowitz, in memory of my father, the day of his 14th yahrzeit, Chaim Ben Moshe Elimelech Simowitz. Anonymous, Leonishma Zechiel Michal Ben Doiv, whose first yahrzeit is today. Morty and Lisa Rapport, in loving memory of Riza Bat Tzvi Yaakov. Yaakov Malkus Ladis, yahrzeit of Yosef Chaim Alter Ben Nissel Meir, Judas Chapman, Pillar of Houston, Texas, and the Shalom should have an Aliyah. Oh, there's more. Kivi Nussbaum. Thank you, Hashem. I love that one. We'll read it again. Kivi Nussbaum. Thank you, Hashem. Mitzvah motivators. L'nishmas Reb Chaim Shmuel ben Rav Yitzchak Mordechai, an original mitzvah motivator. MDY Art. Month. Yosef ben Chai Sar for Parnassah Berebach. For Shlema Yonatan Eitan ben Bashav Bracha. L'refur Shlema Mordechai ben Esther. L'refur Hayeled Daniel Zev ben Hayeled Esther. Ravoisai. Here we go. We're like in middle of Chof Aleph Amud Beis. The good news is that Chof Beis Amud Beis is super short and easy. Actually, it's super short and repetitive. It's a 2-minute Amud. So I was shocked when I saw this. I wanted to ask your opinion. Is it a machloikis, not a machloikis, perhaps? We know there's a concept called chulin ba'azara. You can't bring a sandwich from home. You can't bring food from outside of the Beis Hamikdash into the Beis Hamikdash. You're not supposed to bring money or shoes into the Beis Hamikdash. But let's say you bring money. You bring a couple $100 into the Beis Hamikdash. Are you over on chulin ba'azara? Have you ever thought about that? Why? Why not? Because it's only on food. That's what I thought.
All the money
Until I read this Gemara.
All the money you find at Har Bayis is considered.
No, if you find something that's part of Har Bayis, it's hekdesh. But if you come in with regular chulin money, not okay. So we're holding by Omer Le Ravina Le Ravashi, smack in the middle of the Amud. We're talking about hold on. We'll do afterwards. Remind me, Taka. We have a lot of guests. I'll say Shalom Aleichem in a few minutes. The Gemara brings a Tnai Bezdin. The Bezdin decided that a Kohen could use the salt of the Beis Hamikdash. Okay? Kohen could use the salt of the Beis Hamikdash. And we said yesterday, we already established, for what? For his own carbon. If he brings a carbon, he makes a steak, and he's allowed to eat from the carbon, certain karbanos, chatos, all these karbanos, he gets to eat from it. He could use the salt for his steak, but not for a sandwich that he's eating to fill himself up. So the Gemara says that, wait a minute, it makes sense, because if so, how is it possible that only a Yisrael could use the salt but not a Kohen? Where's the logic? Every Yisrael that steps in the Beis Hamikdash gets to use the salt of the Beis Hamikdash, but the Kohen not. Why not? And the Gemara today is going to say, yes, there's a good svara to say Kohen should not be able to use the salt. You know what the svara is? No, because he has no partnership in it. He's not a partner in it. Every Yisrael pays up. They pay dues. They pay fees. Pay fees. Yeah, you come here to the shir, you get this beautiful thing of fruit from Shevach. You pay dues, you get to share. You don't pay dues, you don't get. What? Do I monthly? All of you guys do it, so mainly you get to share. But a kohen who's not supposed to give a machzah shekel, maybe he doesn't get to use the salt. Says the Gemara. Omar le Ravina le Ravashi. Ravina, who's Ravina Ravashi? The two authors of the Gemara. So one says to the other, Achanami mistabra, diso kedai techmai le korbanim lim loyach. if you're telling me that it just means the actual, they can't even salt the carbon on the mizbeach. Forget about their steaks on the mizbeach. Time to ask them bezdin, or they ask them bezdin loy. You tell what? That they are allowed through the Tnai bezdin. They are allowed. Time of the asni bezdin that they're allowed. Holay asni bezdin loy. They wouldn't be allowed to use that salt. Hashli Yisrael Yavino l'kayanu Yavino. It doesn't make any sense. How's it possible that for a Yisrael could use the salt for his carbon? He doesn't have to bring special salt from home, but a kohen can't. When a person says, I'm bringing a mincha, so I think he has to bring his own salt, like he has to bring his levina. This actually has a hechsher, because Gershi Rose sent me an email today. Oh, there's a guy who wants me to. This one says hechsher. But I'm not even gonna. It's not garlic. I smelled it. Let's see. Oh yeah, you're right. He's right. It says shinei shum kaluf. Wow, that's crazy. He's right. Where is he? He's not. Did you fill a garlic box? It's a good jar. It's a good one. It's a good one. But you weren't worried that the fragrance of the garlic is going to get in it?
I bleached it and I.
Oh, you bleached it. Okay, good. Wow. Okay, fine. I call Banavaisen. I'm just thinking. My father-in-law doesn't have a sense of smell. He can't smell at all. But one thing he could smell is garlic. He cannot. If you put garlic in the food, and then I'll just tell you, Ma'aseh Shahaya. When my wife, we first got married, the first time she ever cooked a meal, she was not so bucky. Today she's a top chef, but the first time she cooked a meal, she invited her parents, and she made chicken. Like it was like I don't know. And it said a clove of garlic. So she didn't know what a clove of garlic is. So she put the entire garlic in. And her father takes a bite out of it and he goes, wow, this is amazing. And he's like, he wanted to throw, the whole time he told me afterwards, but he couldn't. It was his daughter. She made the first meal. It's like, oh, this is so good. And he like forced it down. It's like, how do you make it? It's like, it's a clove of garlic. Yeah. Not something I would do. Wow. So it says the Gemara. Oh, so I would think that just like he brings levina, nemar have mincha v'have melach. It says in the Torah you bring a mincha, and the mincha comes together with salt. V'nemar have mincha v'have levina, and the Torah says you bring a mincha, and you have to bring fragrances together with the mincha. You have to bring this. I don't care what jar you bring it, but you have to bring it from your home. I would think that the salt also comes from his home. You could learn it a little differently. That's the same as we said before. You have to bring a mincha together with salt. However, it says also you're supposed to bring. You have to have wood. How are you going to burn it? You need wood. Where do you get the wood from? Which the Gemara is going to tell us later on. How do we know this? But we take it for granted that you don't have to schlep wood to the Beis Hamikdash. Wood, they're going to provide you wood in the Beis Hamikdash. Af melach, hold on, let's finish the sentence. Af melach mishal tzibur. So too the salt comes from the community. They provide the salt. Says Gemara, so how do nearly me doima? What is it more similar to? Salt is on every single kol karbancha, tavi melach. Every carbon needs salt. Takriv melach. Midavar hanoy b'chal zvachim. You learn salt from wood. Both of them are in every single carbon. You need wood to burn every carbon, and you need salt for every carbon. Why would you go all the way to frankincense, to levina, where it's a very unique thing for certain karbanas? Perhaps you can learn it differently. The salt comes together in one kli. The levina also. Levine and salt are very similar. They come in the same vessel. And we know wood does not go into the vessel. Wood is just as you burn it on the mizbeach, but you don't put it in any vessel. And therefore, it could go both directions. Maybe you can learn it from levina, you bring from home, or you you learn it from wood that you get it from the mizbeach, you get it from the Beis Hamikdash for free. We have a gzer shava. It says the word bris. It also says me'ez b'nei Yisrael bris olam. So bris, we have Gzeir Shav Ma'ala Alo Mishal Tzibur, Afkam Mishal Tzibur. Bottom line is, salt you get for free. If you bring a carbon, you're going to get salt for free in the Beis HaMikdash. It's similar to the wood, and we learn it from Gzeir Shava. Even though I can learn it from logic, but there's another opposing logic that will so I need a puzzle. Now, we're said, I have a major raya. It's logic. If a Yisrael could use the salt from the Beis HaMikdash, certainly a Kohen could also use.
The raya is to Shmuel that the Kambres then was for the.
Yeah. I'm going through this now. So, I think that's what you want to say. From the fact that a Yisrael could use the salt, so certainly the Kohen can use the salt. There's no reason to differentiate between a Kohen and a Yisrael. Why should I differentiate? So when the Bezdin said that we could use the salt. What? Okay. So Bezdin made it tonight that Kohanim could use the salt, and they could use it. It must be that obviously they could use it for their carbon, because Yisrael could use it for his carbon. So why did Bezdin come along and say Kohanim could use the salt? What's the big chiddush? They can use the salt when they're eating their own steak, not for a carbon that goes on the mizbeach, but for the steaks that go for their private consumption. Afterwards, they take a steak, they put it on the grill, and they eat it. For that also they can use the salt. That's the big chiddush. The chiddush that they could put it on the mizbeach with the carbon, why is that a chiddush? Yisrael could also do that. So now the Gemara says, no. No. Just because Yisrael could use the salt is not a right that a kohen can use the salt for his carbon on the mizbeach. No. The fact that Bezdin said that they could use the salt is for the carbon, perhaps. Why? Because Ben Bukhari says, Ben Bukhari said, Kol kohen sheshoikel einu chayta. There's this thing called Machzas HaShekel. Every single, yesterday Mati Belsky was in a very interesting place. They're opening up in the Five Towns, like a storefront, and had all sorts of animal heads and all coins and everything. He asked me, do you want anything from here? Can I get you something? I said, yeah, I want a Machzas HaShekel. Give me a Machzas HaShekel. He says, this is slightly expensive. I'll take one Machzas HaShekel, please. So he asked the guy says like $28,000. And he doesn't even have one. Okay. So, I only want a half a shekel. I want a full shekel. How much is a shekel?
Just went down 35%.
Oh, silver? My official's cup just went down 35%? No, so we should buy 2 more. Wow. It's up 200 since Weissensman. Okay.
It's a big yesod. Kohen sheshoikel einu chayta.
Kol kohen sheshoikel einu chayta. Every Yisrael, every person is supposed to give Machzas HaShekel. It says in the pasuk, Kol ha'over al ha'pikudim. Anybody that's counted by Moshe Rabbeinu, that was counted, has to bring a Machzas HaShekel. And what do we do with the Machzas HaShekel? We pile it up. The whole Masechta Shkolim is about this. You pile it up, and then you take from the Machzas HaShekel and you buy korbanos for the Beis HaMikdash. But Koyanim weren't counted. So he says, even though Kohen wasn't counted, and he's not part of the Machzas HaShekel, if he gives a Machzas HaShekel, he's not sinning. Now why? Think about it. What kind of sin is it to give the Beis HaMikdash, to give a Machzas, to give tzedakah to the Beis HaMikdash is a chet? Why would it be a chet? What could be a reason to be a chet? Oh. What? Yeah. Oh. So that's the idea. The idea is that if you don't have to bring it, and you brought it, now you're bringing chulin into the azara. And not only that, now you mixed chulin into the whole pushka. And now when I buy a carbon, part of the money is chulin money. I just messed up korbanos. Besides my aveira, bring chulin to azara.
What you gave it.
So that's the Gemara is going to say at the end. Depends what his thought was. We don't know yet.
Just like anything that based on English.
Okay.
No?
We're going to get there. Sorry, no, I jumped. Kol kohen sheshoikel einu chayta. If he brings the Machzas HaShekel, it's not an aveira. Loiki. It's not true. Ela kol kohen she'einu shoikel chayta fakert. You must give a machzah shekel. You are part of the machzah shekel of all Klal Yisrael. Everybody has to give a machzah shekel, and if you're a kohen and you don't want to give a machzah shekel, you're over and over. Elo shakoyhanim dorsh mikra zelatzman. They have their own little drasha, which is wrong. Shalaika halacha. What's the drasha? It says in the pasuk, "V'chol minchas kohen kolil tia loisiyachal." Anytime a kohen brings a mincha, if a kohen gadol who brings the chavitin every single day, twice a day, the entire thing goes on the mizbeach just like a noila. If a kohen brings his own mincha, it goes completely on the mizbeach. In other words, the Torah says every time it's a mincha belonging to a kohen, what's the halacha? Kolil, burn it completely. Loisach, you can't eat from it. Therefore, they continue. There are 3 menachos that a kohen eats from it. Obviously, it's not ours. Because if it's ours, once we own it, where does it belong? On the mizbeach, kolel. How can we? It says, before the pasuk, v'chol minchas kohen kolel. So lechem upon him, it cannot be a mincha of a kohen, because if a mincha of a kohen will be burned, how do I get to eat it? Oh, I get to eat it because I'm not part of it. It's not mine. Fine, so that's that. Says Gemara ben Bukhari, since in the first place you don't have to bring it, that's the Gemara at the end of the day. The Gemara is just explaining what the Havamin was. He should be. Why do you say he's not sinning? He is. He's doing an avera. The kamayil chulun azara. To me, this is huge. I don't know. Every day we have major chidushim, but that if you bring money into the Beis Hamikdash, yeah. Menachos, you remember this from last cycle? No. But you know it. By bringing it into the Beis Hamikdash, you're over on chulun azara. I don't know. What if you bring a extra jacket? You're holding a jacket in your hand that's chulun azara. Maybe it's something that could be a carbon, something that could be magdish. Basically, says Gemara. The obvious answer: the ma'isi u'masalu l'tzibur. It's the tziburs. Yeah, I said this a bunch of times. I got to say it again. Well, the nafkamint in a litvak and a chassid. A guy comes in. He's like, guy. He has a runny nose, and he asks somebody, "Could I take the tissue over here?" So the Litvak says, I don't know, it's the tziburs. I don't know if you can take. And he asks the chassid, he says, the tziburs, take. It's a different cook. It's a different cook. The maisu wasn't on the tzibur. What? There's emes to it? Rabbi Ariel says there's emes to it.
It's like pizza after shir.
The tziburs. Rabbi, they're talking about the tziburs. I just realized. You see these farm over here? They're for the tzibur, but like every time we learn the Masechta, the value is gone. But it's not even in the base marriage. Somebody takes it home. We don't know who it is yet. No, but we need it. We need it. Rabbi said, if you're taking it home, we need it here. I understand that you need it also, but the koil needs it. Sometimes we got to look it up also. It's the tziburs. Oh, maybe we could. Oh, we could deduce from here that's not a litvak.
Private investigator over there. Sherlock Holmes. Like Joe Watson.
The Gemara Chula Azara says the Gemara the Maisi Umasalayin Letzibur. So Kedai the Chamina top of that Chav Beis Amadal Kizaki Lurachmana. When the Torah gave the salt, L'Yisrael is Lishka. There's something called Trumas Halishka. You give this Machzah Shekel, you pile it up, it's called Trumas Halishka. That belongs to the Yisrael. So he gets to use the salt. But the Kohanim that don't have a Lishka, they're not part of it, they don't give them, maybe they don't get salt, Kamash Malon, that they do get salt. So at the end of the day, we don't have a raya what the T'nai Bezin was. It could be the T'nai Bezin was, according to this, according to Ben Bukhari, I need a special condition to say a kohen can use salt for his oila that goes on the mizbeach, for anything that goes on the mizbeach. I can use salt. I wouldn't know that just because the Yisrael could use the salt for the mizbeach, a kohen could also, because over here, over here you see that the kohen is not so posh that he gets the salt. He's not part of it. He's not part of the lishka. Not part of the lishka. You don't get salt. Forget your steaks. I'm talking about for the carbon part. Maybe you'd have to schlep salt from his house. This is an interesting thing. The salt, back in the day, salt was They used to pay soldiers. It was a currency, not commodity. That's why it's called soldier. That's what it's called salary. Exactly. Oh, Shalom Aleichem guest. What's your name?
Avram Rosenberg.
From?
Muncie.
Shalom Aleichem. Who else do we have here?
My son.
Your son.
Shlomi Rosenberg.
Shalom Aleichem. Related to the other Shlomi Rosenberg, the famous Shlomi Rosenberg from MDY. Does a lot every day.
Muncie.
What he does a share for how long? How long? Marcus. How old are you? No way. Since you're like 10, 11? Kol hakavod. Wow. No, in school you do well in Gemara? Does it help you? It helps you. Definitely. Okay, Yishkoyach. Who else? Oh, Shalom Aleichem. What's your name?
His nephew. I brought him along.
Brothers against Mishpucha. You mikarev him. You force him. Who else? Oh, over here we have some guests. Yeah. What's your name? Moish, Shalom Aleichem. From where?
We made Aliyah from Cincinnati.
No way. Here to Ramabet Shemesh? Wow, how long ago?
About a year ago.
Wow, okay. So does his son do the daf or you schlepped him around? Starting today. Gewaldig. All right. And you, what's your name?
Andre,
From?
Brazil.
Oh. You live in Brazil or? And you do the daf with us?
To watch the AI video.
4 years? Rabbi, listen to this. Andre from Brazil is doing the daf with us for 4 years. Anybody else that you know in Brazil that does it? Oh, we have, what's his name? The Rebbe. Chesky.
Rosenfeld.
No, Rosenberg. Chesky Rosenberg. You know him?
Yes.
You know him. Okay, Geschmack. The guy next to you is what? Also from Brazil?
Yes, he's my father. I'm from Brazil.
Wow. Shalom Aleichem. Cool. All right. Anybody else? Who? Oh. So you were here before, 100%. What's your name?
Not so exciting. Wim Climber, 15.
Oh. Shalom Aleichem. And you? No. Shalom Aleichem. You're the one that helped me out for Yavamas. Wow. Shalom Aleichem. So when Yavamas was about to happen, so I went to him, and you remember Rabbi Yaakov, and he helped me out, and this and that, a whole thing, and Baruch Hashem took off. Since then, whew. And so let me show you what we have today. We have a lot of stuff with the new technology. Okay, it's coming up. I had to take. There was so much, I took half of it out. Zog the Gemara. Ve'etzim daf chavei zomad aleph. Holding on today's daf. We already established that, we said before, that salt should be like wood. Just like wood. Imagine if everybody had to bring a carbon and also schlep a bunch of wood to the Beis HaMikdash. It would be a big pain. The Beis HaMikdash provides you with wood. So, and we said salt should be like the wood. Where do we get that from? Why was it so simple to us that the wood comes from the Beis HaMikdash? This is because it says, I think if somebody brings the Ariel, you should bring the wood. Just like a person who says, I'm bringing Ariel, I'm bringing certain karbanis, he has to bring the wine from his house. I'm pretty sure in the Beis HaMikdash there was a store you could purchase certain items, such as wine. I'm pretty sure you could get the wine there also. Oil, different things. You have to bring it. It's yours. It's your responsibility. So we have a machlokes here. Ma mizbeach mishel tzibur af eitzim ve'esh mishel tzibur. Divrei Rabbi Eliezer Elazar bar Reb Shimon. So Reb Shimon Yochai's son, Rabbi Elazar, the famous Rabbi Elazar, is in the cave with him. He says that it has to be like a mizbeach, just like the mizbeach is the community, so too the wood is from the community. Rabbi Elazar ben Shamua Omer ma mizbeach shelo nishtamish by hedyoid af eitzim ve'esh shelo nishtamish b'hem hedyoid. It's like the mizbeach that individuals didn't use it, it's brand new, so too the wood also is brand new. My beinayu. What's the difference? Whether or not the wood has to be brand new. According to Elazar ben Shamua, it has to be brand new wood. You can't use used wood. Where's used wood here? We had this.
מיטה, ארון, שולחן, כיסאות, פריג'ידר, תנור גז, מכונת פירה, מכונת שביתה, ספה, מזנון, שטיח, אל תזכן, קונים הבורטים, אל תזכן, אל תזכן.
It always sounds the same. They
אל תזכן, אל תזכן.
Nice and English.
I'm sorry, but we only accept Naya Zache.
Okay. Zog the Gemara v'atik eloi. What? You can't use old wood. Those of you that were here in Tzvacha, we know the sugi. We had it word for word. When David HaMelech went to make a korban, and at the end he ended up buying the harabayis from Aravna. So Aravna gave him a spot to make a bama, and he also said, "Here, I'll give you some wood. Here, you can take some cows, make an oila, and the tools you use for firewood." The problem is tools are used. How can he use used wood for the firewood? He wasn't giving him used tools. He gave him brand new in the plastic. My marigim, Amarula, Midah Shatarbol. My Midah Shatarbol? Omar the Iza, the Kurkisa, it's a goat of Kurkisa, the Doshubo, the Shtoi, something like this. I mean, this is just L'Saber Sarinaim. It looks a little bit like a goat and has a lot of teeth. And this is how you thresh the wheat. So it's some sort of tool. And he gave him that tool. He said, "Oh, it's brand new. Here, use it as your firewood." Where do you see this in the pasuk? Here's the word moirag, moirigim, moirag. Charutz, chodosh, balpefios. It has a lot of teeth. Chodosh harim. With that, you'll thresh the wheat. Zok the Mishnah. Nisarev kumtza bekoimetz chaverta. If take a mincha, you have a bowl of flour. Maybe it has oil already mixed in it. Sometimes it has that. The kohen puts his hand in as so, grabs 3 fingers worth, and places it into another kli, which the other vessel is also kli sharis, and it gives it a little bit more gedusha. It adds gedusha to it. Now, for some reason, you forgot that already has a kamitz in there, and another mincha gets mixed in there. Something else gets mixed in there. The minchas koyanim, he did something. Okay, we'll show it.
It's not the same mincha.
Yeah, it's not the same. Hold on, we're going to get there in a second. Aha, over here he's showing that there's 2 different menachos. I guess he's trying to show how they got mixed up. Yeah, it's a little gooey, has oil in it. Oh, so now you have 2 menachos, 2 kmitzas together. Now, if you look closely, one has a lot of oil, one has little oil. Okay, so says the Mishnah, "B'minchas kohanim, b'minchas kohen Mashiach, b'minchas nesachim, sheira." Even if the kmitza got mixed in with all these other menachos, and we're going to see. Well, we could say right now, a minchas kohen, minchas Mashiach, minchas nesachim, all these different menachos have 3 times the amount of oil than your typical mincha. Instead of 1 lug per isarin, it's 3 lug per isarin, 3 times the amount of oil. So it's very, very liquidy. Why? Why is it possible? I don't like this, he says. When you have a thicker dough with less oil that gets mixed in, touches a very soft dough, what's the problem? Major problem. If every yisara needs exactly a lug shemen, what happens if you put a lug and a half of oil in there? Puzzle. And if it needs 3 lug shemen and you put only 2.5 lug shemen, puzzle. So now that you take the 2 together, you combine them, the one that's dry is going to absorb the oil from the very moist one. It's going to have more oil than it was supposed to have. And the other one that had a lot of oil is going to have less oil than it needed. So one has more, one has less, and they're both problematic. So he says it's possible. Now Chachamim admit that that's what happened over here. Some of the oil from the one on the left went into the right. So how come it's not a problem? So here we have the concept of min b'minoi. They're both the same. They're both so it doesn't really mix. Not awesome. Dam shenisar b'mayim, also a sugi that we had in Zvachim, and Yossi told me last night, oh, Yossi's here. He comes there all the time, no? Is he a guest? Is he considered a guest now?
I think he's the host.
He's the host. We're the guests. We're the guests. I got it. Very good. So, I have to say this, Barabim. Yossi Klein, not only does he put in 8 to 10 hours a day for MDY, below Guzma, and doesn't get paid a cent, he insists almost every time, this time as well, he came just to have meetings, which we had until 12 something last night, and he's going to continue today with his meetings, even though he's jet lag and everything. He does not take money for his ticket. He refused. He has to pay for his own ticket. Everything. So he's stop like 100. Everything about MDY he has to give, and so not only does he not take, but he gives to MDY, and he's given hundreds of thousands of dollars over the years. Okay, that's a different story. But I'm saying even this ticket from now, this trip, I'm dispelled from it. Next, here's the thing. Not awesome. Dam shenisarv b'mayim. You have blood and water spilled into the blood, says Rashi. It's not like it sounds in the Gemara, but water goes into the blood. In the Beis HaMikdash, you shecht an animal, and you take blood from the neck of the animal, and you sprinkle it on the Mizbeach. Bunch of water mixed in. To what point could you use this blood? When is the blood not good anymore? So, very simple. Im yesh bo maris dam kosher. If it looks like blood, and it smells like blood, and it tastes like blood, it's blood. It has to look like blood. So let's just assume that if you could pour in a liter of water, up to a liter, anything above a liter, it's going to change the way it looks. I'm just throwing out a thing. If it's a liter plus, then it's possible. Anything below a liter, it's kosher because it still looks like blood. Nisar of biyayin, what happens if the blood mixes with red wine, which is the identical color? So now you can put in 100 gallons of wine, and it's still going to look like blood. So now what? There's no way you can look at it and see that there's too much of another item in there. So if 1 liter of water makes it possible, so 1 liter of wine is also going to make it possible. 1 liter of water you could actually see that it diluted the blood. It doesn't look like blood anymore. With the wine where you can't see, it's the same amount as the water. So you put in 1 liter of wine, it ruins the blood. What if the good blood of the Beis HaMikdash, of the carbon, got mixed in with blood, but it's chulin blood? Or b'dam chaya. You can't use, there's no such thing as putting a chaya, a deer, on the Mizbeach. So what do you do? Once again, you pretend that it's water. He just did a thing here, it doesn't really help. It's not cool that this wine turns into like water. It's ki'ilu, it's water. Okay. That's the mazrek that grabs the water. Okay. So this is the famous concept of min b'minoi loy batal. But if you think about it, it's a fascinating thing. Ein dam mevatel dam, which means that if you have 1 drop of kosher blood that's roy to put on the mizbeach, and you have 2 million drops of non-kosher blood, they will not be mevatel that 1 drop, and therefore what? I could use all that blood. I could take a giant pail of chulin blood and put 1 drop of carbon blood into it, and then I can use that whole pail and sprinkle it on the mizbeach. Like, just see, a shark, they say, could detect blood, 1 drop of blood from a mile away, something like that. Depends on the currents, a kilometer away, a mile. From a very, why? Because there's atoms, the atom particles in the water, you could detect it. Great white. So too, if you have particles of the kosher blood in this pail, it's kosher. What are you looking? What are you about to ask me?
It's not making everything kosher. It depends what shear you need. If there's a shear that you need, right, it's not batal, but that's your shear. If you need more, to just clarify, it doesn't make the whole.
I said if it's a giant, even a giant bucket of blood.
No, but you have to have the shear.
What are you trying to say?
You have to have a shear of kosher.
No.
You have the shear of kosher blood. It doesn't make the whole thing kosher. It's just not.
Who's those?
It's not mevatel. It's not mevatel. But you still need a shear of kosher.
What I hear?
That's
You need to start out with the shear. You're saying, okay?
right.
Got it. Weiter.
Yeah.
That's something else. Right.
Omer Rabbi Yochanan, Ushnei Mikra Echad Darshu. This machloikis of whether blood could be batal or not, the Tanna Kama says that yes. If you pretend it's water, and if water diluted the blood, then it's not kosher anymore, even if you have the right shear. And he says no, blood is never becomes batal. They learned this from one pasuk. It says on Yom Kippur, the kohen has to take blood from the bull and blood from a goat. Now, a bull has approximately 40 liters of blood. A goat has 4. Yossi, how much is 10 times? It's 10 times the amount, yeah? 10 times the amount. 4 and 40, it's 10 times the amount. So it says you have to chop as much blood as you can. The damatamsis, damachayim, the whole thing. So you have 10 times the amount. So the truth, and when you mix the two, you have to mix the two. So you're going to have 10 times the amount of bull blood versus goat blood, and yet the goat blood is not batal. So you see from here what? You could see 2 things from here, says the Gemara. You can learn it either way you want. Either you see, everybody knows there's a lot more blood in a cow than there is in a goat. Rabban and Savri, Daf Chabez, Amid Beis, Mikan Lo'ilin, Shem Mevatlim Zezeh. Chachamim view it as something different. They say, why are we bringing here this idea of min b'mino? No, it's not about min b'mino. It's about 2 animals that go onto the Mizbeach. We have 2 animals that go on the Mizbeach. I don't care if one is small and one is giant, one is a goat, one is a bull. If they both go on the Mizbeach, one cannot cancel out the other. That's one way to look at it. There's a concept in all of Torah and all of Kashrus, in everything. Was that one of the books you wrote? And this is in the book, Min B'minoi, very nice. Oh, Mom, she came at the right time. Min B'minoi. From here you see why the Torah said, hey, the goat blood is not batal in the bull blood. So this is so simple. Now we're just going to repeat it. Ask the Gemara, who told Rabbanan that? Maybe Rabbi Yehuda is right. Why did Rabbanan get this idea that if it's 2 things that go on the Mizbeach, one doesn't get? Maybe simply because they're both blood, and one blood cannot cancel the other blood, like Rabbi Yehuda said. It would just talk about the same min, the same product, the same blood, and not talk about 2 korbanos. Okay, you're right. But we're talking about, how can the Torah put it over here? The Torah should have said it in another case. I don't know where. And then Treifas, Hilchas Treifas. Why does the Torah put it here on Yom Kippur when you put them both on the Mizbeach? Obviously, the Torah is saying that if 2 things go on the Mizbeach, they don't cancel each other out. Nothing to do with min b'minoi. Ask the Gemara, maybe you need 2. What's the word I'm looking for? 2 factors. Okay, 2 factors. Maybe you need 2 factors.
One factor is enough.
There's 2 chesroinus.
We don't. Huh?
There's 2 chesroinus.
Yeah. Right, but I'm talking about 2 ideas. The Torah, maybe look. Rabbanan pull from the pasuk that it's the 2 korbanos. Rabbi Yehuda pulls from the pasuk it's min b'minoi. Maybe you need both. They're both right. Who said they're both? Kasha. Good kasha. And now we do the same exact thing in Rabbi Yehuda with 0 chidushim here. I think. Rabbi Yehuda savar mekanla min b'minoi shemin batal. Rabbi Yehuda pulls from the pasuk that you see that if it's the same min, blood and blood, it doesn't matter. Blood of a goat, blood of a cow. The cow is not mevatel the goat, and therefore you sprinkle it on Yom Kippur. Ask the Gemara, where did Rabbi Yehuda get his concept? Maybe over here you just see if it's two karbanos, one doesn't cancel the other. You're right. Yashmin Oilin min b'shenim minoi ketgarmers. Hashad Yashmin min b'minoi. But the Torah is talking about the same product, two bloods of the same. There's nothing to do with oila, with that it's a carbon. As a Gemara, the same question. Maybe you need both. Maybe the pasuk is saying both. Maybe Rabbanan are right and you Rabbi Yehuda are right. You need both. Kashya. Rabbanan. No, sorry, not. Rabbi Yehuda Oimer b'minchas koy Mashiach u'b'minchas nesachim psula. We're talking about a guy does a kmitza, and it gets mixed in with a mincha of a kayin, which goes completely on the mizbeach, or the minchas kayin Mashiach. The kayin gadol brings twice a day minchas chavitin, or minchas nesachim, and a mincha that you bring together with a carbon, together with the wine. Psula. Why? Rabbi Yehuda says shezubli lasava v'zubli lasaraka, because this one has 3 times the amount of oil as the other one. Ve'im bailazu mizu. So the one that's very dry is going to absorb oil, even a small amount, let's say, but now it has more oil than it needs, so it became puzzle. Now the other one that had a lot of oil has less oil than necessary, so it became puzzle. And they're both puzzle. As the Gemara, who cares that one absorbs from the other? You don't view it as an absorption. It's the same exact min. It's oil and oil, and it's as if the oil stayed in where they were supposed to stay. The oil of the kmitza stayed where it is. It has the same amount. They don't travel from one another. They're not mevatel one another. What? Well, the kash is on Rabbi Yehuda. Not Rabbi Yehuda Oimer. It's only on Rabbi Yehuda. Omarava kosova Rabbi Yehuda kolshu min b'minoi v'davar acher salekes minoi k'misheino. Says the Gemara something very interesting. You're right. When you have oil and oil, then one is not mevatel the other. But you forgot about something. There's another ingredient here called flour. So what do? Let's say I have a kmitza. We're talking about this. Yeah, let's talk about this. I have here, I don't know, half a pound of flour. I know it's not half a pound, though, but just to make it easy, half a pound of flour, and I have a quarter of a liter of oil in my hand. Comes another quarter of a liter oil and goes in here. So says the Gemara, what you do is, it's min b'minoi. The 2 quarters of a liter, they're not mevatel each other. But I'm going to pretend, because they're not mevatel each other, I'm going to pretend that the oil that I have in my hand to begin with is not there. So now I have a bunch of flour. I have a half a pound of flour. This half a pound of flour is going to be mevatel the oil from the other one. A quarter liter went of the other guy, this left guy, went into my hand. It absorbed a quarter liter. Well, my flour in my hand is going to be mevatel that oil. It's just very simple. There's another ingredient called flour, and the flour is mevatel the oil, not the oil is mevatel the oil. Just the Gemara says a little bit of a knech that we pretend that there's no other oil.
No,
the kemach that's in my hand, what happened was, I have a second mincha here. This fist is a second mincha. It touches this, and oil from here goes into here. So my flour in this hand is going to mevatel the newly introduced oil. It's going to mevatel, and that's a problem. Then it becomes that both of them, this one has too much, this one has too little. Because it's bad, and that's the problem. So let's just read inside. Get rid of the oil. Pretend that this hand doesn't have oil. And the oil that came from the other mincha, from this hand, went into there. It's Rav the kemach, the flour in this hand is going to overcome it and be mevatel it. Rabbi Isai, have a wonderful day. Freilichen Tu B'Shvat if there's such a thing. Shkoyach.
Merit the schus of spreading Torah throughout the world. Sponsor a shir today. MDYsponsor.com or sponsor at MDYDaf.com.